Earlier on in my video, I asked and suggested that you are very welcome to send your own videos in. Regular watchers of this channel will know exactly that. Well, I've had a video straight away, and as you all know, when somebody posts their first video, I always like to introduce them, then just let them get on with it for the rest of the time. This is James. James enjoyed the Bournemouth game so much he watched it twice. There you go. And he spotted some additional things, which I'm going to leave him to tell you in a minute. So thank you very much, James. Please do interact with him in the comments. And over to you, James.
Never done one of these before. Let's give it a go. I've just rewatched West Ham Bournemouth game. I rewatched it because I was concerned. I think like we all have been. When it was on the other day, new manager in, we were all expecting that new manager bounce, as you do. And I think when the lineup came out, it wasn't dramatically different from anything, or different at all, really, from anything we'd seen under Pellegrini. And I think we were all just a bit concerned, trying to think, all right, what's going to be the drive here? Is it going to be the typical new manager bounce, or has something changed tactically? Are we actually going to play any different? Are we actually going to do the things that we all want to see from the talent that's on the pitch? Are we going to see that from something Moyes has done? Or whether Nobles motivated them in a different way, or were we just playing against a terrible Bournemouth team? And I mean, no disrespect to Bournemouth, like I like you as a club for what you've achieved, but you looked like how other teams have been seeing West Ham in recent weeks and months. Like clubs are looking forward to playing you, thinking easy few points there. So I didn't know which way it was going to go, so I rewatched the whole game. And I'll be brutally honest, watching it a second time round, start to finish, from kick-off to the final whistle, I've got to say, my opinion's changed slightly. First time I watched it with that excitement and also trepidation, I think would be the word, and nerves and anxiety, I guess, and whatever word you want to use to describe watching West Ham play on any given day. The first time I watched it live, I was just anxious, just scared, just what's going to happen. And then obviously 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, bam, bam, bam. Great result. Watching it a second time round, I think I've decided Bournemouth weren't just terrible. They were terrible in the second half. For the first, until maybe the second or third goal, up until Noble's penalty, which was a bit luck, let's be honest. He knew what he was doing. Up until that point, Bournemouth weren't playing terribly. If you rewatch it, they're not actually playing that badly. Yeah, alright, Lerma had an absolute shocker for them, and I'm surprised Howe kept him on after 9 minutes, I'll be brutally honest. I think he gave the ball away to about at least 3 or 4 times within the first 20 minutes or so. But regardless, up until the Noble's penalty, they weren't playing that badly. They really weren't. They were just your average kind of team you'd expect Bournemouth to play like. Yeah, we know they're not their best. Yes, I'm not saying they weren't terrible. They were. But watching that second time round, we were making them look terrible. We were forcing them into problems, into sloppy tackles, sloppy decisions, sloppy passes, sloppy crosses. We were forcing them into that, and I think that's the difference. The first time I was watching it, I was thinking, okay, they're just playing badly, that's helping, we're doing things slightly differently, a bit more half and half, so to speak, bit of this, bit of them. Watching it the second time round, especially in that first half, for that first 35 minutes or so, I'd have to say we were the ones forcing them into those mistakes, into playing terribly, and I think at that point, by Noble's penalty, 3-0, half-time, I think second half they were just deflated, morally deflated. And therefore, the second half, they played even worse, or then terribly. But rewatch it back, honestly. Watch back up until Noble's penalty. Watch it, and watch it now. We know the result, and watch it with an open mind, thinking you were just watching two teams rather than West Ham, who have been struggling and now were under Moyes. Watch it as just two teams playing football. We were forcing them into those problems. We played with hunger, desire, stuff none of us have seen for a long time, and we've all been waiting to see that, because we all know the talent's on the pitch, and watching it, you see that. You're reminded of the talent that's on there with Anderson with his touches, Fornals with his space making. He's quite good at finding pockets of space, actually. Really, really excited when he signed, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what Moyes gets out of Fornals. Fornals, whatever. So yeah, I watching a second time round has done me, not filled me with more confidence, I think. I don't want to get ahead of myself thinking, okay, brilliant. God knows what he's going to do at Gillingham. No idea what he's going to do with that one, if he's going to go for the cup or not. But from the first game in, watching that performance against Bournemouth, I was just concerned, thinking we were just playing a terrible team. Come second game, we're just going to fall back when we play Sheffield. I think Sheffield's the next game, I think it is. And no, honestly, watching that second time round, no, I think we were just the better team by a country mile. We were forcing them into those problems. We had that hunger, we had that determination from start to finish. And I know Gonzo and Gio picked up on that, made a very similar comment in their video. But it made me want to go rewatch the whole thing. Because I think Gonzo mentioned about what if he could suggest a few minutes of footage to watch from that game, to watch a certain minute, 41 minutes, something like that. But I just thought, let's just watch the whole thing. If you find yourself, you've got a free 90 minutes, or even just the first 45, rewatch it. Rewatch the first half. It's fantastic. That's the West Ham you want to see. That is what we want to see from those players. That's the level of effort we want to see from start to finish, to the whistle, every single time. Every tackle, every header, even defensively. You watch the second half and Bournemouth were making no chances. They just looked deflated, looked terrible, which they were. But it was from that first half. It was from that first half an hour. They were getting balls in. They were crossing. They were passing more than I remembered when I watched it live. But defensively, we were more solid. We were more solid. Even sitting in centre midfield, Rice was putting in some crunching tackles, and it was nice to, good to see. It was that hunger from every single player on the pitch. So that was my 2 cents on rewatching it. And if I could suggest, if you find yourself for a free half hour, I'd rewatch the first half hour of that Bournemouth game, because go on your irons.